So today's Tafsir is starting from Ayah number 14 of Surah Al Imran. Ayah 14 we have done Tafsir already last week, but because it's connected to Ayah 15, so I will do Ayah 14 briefly and move on to Ayah 15 inshaAllah. So stay with me and try your best to stay with me all the way to the end. Unless you got some emergency I need to go to, then that's fine. After 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you can give, and then you can leave inshallah. Okay? Allah Ta'ala says in the Qur'an, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajeem, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. زين للناس حب الشهوات من النساء والبنين والقناطير المقنطرة من الذهب والفضة والخيل المسومة والأنعام والحرث ذلك متاع الحياة الدنيا والله عنده حسن المآب قل أنبئكم بخير من ذلكم للذين اتقوا عند ربهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها وأزواج مطهرة ورضوان من الله والله بصير بالعباد الذين يقولون ربنا إننا آمنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار الصابرين والصادقين والقانتين والمنفقين والمستغفرين بالأسحار صدق الله. So we will do tafsir of these 4 verses inshallah. Stay with us and listen to them inshallah. You will benefit, and through your knowledge others will benefit as well. So Allah Ta'ala said, Zuyyina linnas. Last week we done tafsir of the ayah. That we have created attraction for the mankind in women. Here, yes, Allah Ta'ala used the word women, but it can be for both, opposite gender. So Allah Ta'ala created attraction for a person towards its opposite gender. Let's take it this way, yeah? So, attraction doesn't mean that Allah Ta'ala created attraction so I can go and do whatever I feel like. No, here Allah Ta'ala is saying, yes, there is attraction, but you have to save yourselves from this attraction and concentrate in your religion. Wal-baneen, and Allah Ta'ala created attraction towards children. Means people would love to have children, more children. People would love to be around opposite gender. So that's where they find interest, they enjoy. And people also love to have more of children because that is a showing off in the community. Whoever has most children, they are the strongest people in the area. Yeah, because no one fights them. Everyone's scared of them and so on. Even in the past, that was the culture. That's why Allah Ta'ala is pointing this out, that you might have lots of wives, you might have lots of children, but don't be distracted from the ibadah of Allah Ta'ala, from the worshipping of Allah Ta'ala. You remain busy in the worship. وَالْقَنَاطِيرِ الْمُقَنطَرَةِ مِنَ الذَّهَبِ وَالْفِضَّةِ. قَنَاطِيرِ الْمُقَنطَرَةِ means abundant wealth, piles of wealth. قَنَاطِيرِ الْمُقَنطَرَةِ means piles of wealth. Yeah, lots of coins, lots of gold, lots of silver coins, lots of dollars, lots of pounds in your account. And it keeps increasing every month, every week it's increasing. Profits coming in, you have done lots of investment, money coming in, it's increasing. But you're not using it anyway, you're not giving it out, you're not spending on your children, you're not spending on your family, you're not spending on your relatives, you're not spending on the poor people, you're not spending in your community, you're not doing anything, you just left it there. Allah Ta'ala says, that's also a problem. Yes, the wealth has interest, Allah Ta'ala created attraction towards wealth, but it shouldn't be abundant. It shouldn't be lots. That becomes a problem for you. So again, it has to be balanced and leveled. Right, next Allah Ta'ala says, وَالْخَيْلِ الْمُسَوَّمَةِ. The branded horses, means branded transports. Khayl yani horse. Those days horse was the best transport, fastest transport. And amongst those horses as well, there used to be certain horses that if they go to certain lineage, certain background, then they are even faster than other horses. So they used to look at the lineage, they used to look at the background of the horse. Yeah, and then they used to buy the horse, and that horse's price is to be highest as well. So Allah Ta'ala says, "Wal khayril musawwama." Again, for having cars and having transports, people also have interest in it. And nowadays we see that every single one of us, we want to have a car. And then every single one of us, we are trying to buy a better car than what it is, what we have. We try to sell the current one, try to buy a better one. And that's the competition in the community, isn't it? Allah Ta'ala is pointing this out. He's saying, no, I created interest towards it. That doesn't mean you should have it. You should avoid it as much as possible. Okay? Next, وَالْأَنْعَامِ وَالْحَرْثِ, having animals, having lots of goats, lots of cow, lots of camels, lots of animals, yeah? And then having lots of land for farming, yeah? Also, all of those, Allah Ta'ala created interest towards it, but you try to reduce and keep as less as possible. Because once you get too much of it, that will distract you from your ibadat. Yeah, if you have too many wives, you have to give them time. And you won't have time for mosque. Am I right? But Prophet also wasn't like that. Prophet ﷺ had 11 wives, but still he used to have time for mosque and community and Muslims and Qur'an and Sunnah. Okay, but we are not Prophet. We won't be able to sacrifice our time for Islam. We will be easily forgotten. Yeah? And we will be easily taken out of the path of Allah and put us in the path of dunya. So that's why for us this restriction, not for Prophet. So if anyone wants to link this to Prophet, it won't work, because Prophets are protected with the special protection of Allah Ta'ala. Okay? Then having children, wealth, all of those, have as much as you need, not more than need. You know, Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith, he said, having one room for yourself, having one room for your wife, having one room for the guests, and the fourth one is for shaitan. Means 3 rooms are allowed. 1 extra room for the guests. That's allowed. Anything more than that, that is for shaitan. Clear hadith. So what does that mean? That means don't go for a house where you will have lots of bedrooms empty, no one using it. That's not needed. That is for shaitan. Yes? But necessity different. Your family is growing. Yeah, your 3-bedroom doesn't work. Now you need 5 bedrooms. You bought 6-bedroom house. That's different, because 1 bedroom extra for guests are that much allowed in Islam. So 5 bedroom you use, 1 bedroom for the guests. That's fine. If you have need, grow up with the need. But don't buy it unnecessarily and keep it and no one using it. That's Islam doesn't allow. Okay? Good, let's move on. So now, with all of those, Allah Ta'ala says, that all of these been mentioned, ذَلِكَ مَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. They are the wealth of the dunya, enjoyment of the dunya. The wives, children, wealth, pounds, dollars, branded cars and land and farming land and animals, all of those are the wealth of dunya. They won't help you in the akhirah, unless you utilized it for the akhirah. Unless you used it for the akhirah, otherwise it won't help you. But if you don't have any of those, remember there is something with Allah. Wallahu indahu husnul ma'ab. Allah Ta'ala has kept a better place and better destination for you, better ending for you. So rely on Allah, work for Allah, trust in Allah, and obey Allah, follow His religion. You will have better ending. You might not have all of these in dunya, but you will have all of these and more than these in the akhirah. Where Allah Ta'ala says in the next verse, قُلْ أَأُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِخَيْرٍ مِّن ذَلِكَ. O my beloved Prophet, say to your companions, say to your Sahaba, that shall I tell you something better than these? Means something better than wives, children, wealth, and all of those which have been mentioned in the previous ayah. The answer is obviously yes, Ya Rasulullah. Please tell us something better than this. Because Sahaba, they were more greedy for the akhirah than dunya. Opposite us. Sahaba, they were opposite us. They were greedy for the akhirah than dunya. That's why they were able to sacrifice everything for Allah. To the extent here, some Sahaba, they were saying when Muhajirun, they migrated from Mecca to Medina, and Muhajirun, their wives, some of their wives didn't become Muslim. Man became Muslim, the wife didn't accept Islam, so he migrated. Do you know what some Sahaba were saying? He was saying, I got 2 wives, I'll divorce one, you get married to her. SubhanAllah. So these people, they understood what is Islam. These people, they understood what is Akhirah. That's why they were able to divide their house into 2 parts and say, this half is yours, this half is mine. This person, they did never know. They never knew this person, they never met this person. Yeah? If he was before Islam, they would have fought for this land forever and ever. But after Islam, they cutting the house into half and giving the half of the house to a muhajir, who's not even their brother, he's not even blood brother, who's not even their cousins or relatives. Some unknown person from some different city. SubhanAllah. And this was the love of Sahaba for the Akhirah. They were ready to sacrifice everything. They were greedy for the Akhirah and less greedy for the dunya. Opposite us. And we always forget Akhirah and we always prioritize dunya. May Allah forgive us. Say Ameen. So Allah Ta'ala asked them that, shall I tell you something better than this? Sahaba responded, yes indeed, Ya Allah. Allah Ta'ala responded back, لِلَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا. But that response what I'm giving is only for the people who fear Allah. Those who fear Allah. For them that response. What is that? عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ جَنَّاتٌ تَجْرِي مِنْ تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارِ. That Allah Ta'ala will hold jannats for them. Jannat is a plural word. Jannah is singular and Jannat is plural. And in Arabic, when you use plural, minimum it includes 3 things of it. Minimum 3 things of it includes in one plural. Yeah? So when you say Jannat, at least 3 Jannats you will get. Those people will fear Allah Ta'ala, they will get at least 3 Jannats. Now we need to know the size of the Jannah. Who wants to know size of Jannah? Anyone is interested? Brother interested, mashallah. Shall I tell you the size of Jannah? Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said the smallest Jannah will be 10 times bigger than this dunya. Brothers, sisters and youngsters, the smallest Jannah. Let's say you bought the smallest Jannah, you can't afford much. You haven't done much of the tilawah, much of the Qur'an, much of the salah, much of sadaqah. You just done bare minimum. Allah Ta'ala given you the smallest Jannah. And He said, Allah said, I can only give you this because of your a'mal or because of your good deeds. Brothers upstairs, empty. Pray upstairs, inshaAllah. And after prayer, come join the halaqah, inshaAllah. So, let's say, Allah Ta'ala giving you the smallest Jannah. And how big is the smallest Jannah? Come on. 10 times bigger than this mosque or this area. This whole entire earth, entire dunya. Subhanallah. Imagine you becoming the owner of the dunya. Just one day, all the governments, all the ministers and kings and queens, everyone handing the job to you, and one day and saying, Mujahid, you are the ruler of the world. How happy you will be. Allah Ta'ala is giving you 10 times bigger than this dunya. Subhanallah, imagine. 10 times bigger than this dunya you will get. That's the smallest Jannah. And when it comes to plural, minimum 3 times you will get Jannah when you fear Allah Ta'ala. When you stay away from the temptation of the opposite gender. Yeah? From the fitna of the opposite gender. Brothers and sisters, I'm addressing both of you. When you're staying away from your opposite gender. Yes? But that doesn't mean you start disrespecting your mom, no. Yeah? Yeah? That doesn't mean you start disrespecting your dad. Your dad is dad. Mom is mom. Brothers are brothers, sisters are sisters. When we say opposite gender, means those who you are allowed to marry. You have to have less relation with them. Those who you are allowed to marry, you have to have less connection with them. Alright, in school, youngsters in school. Okay? In Islam, there is no room for boyfriends and girlfriends. There is no room for boyfriends and girlfriends. Secondly, there is no permission for a boy and girl to have relation without the relation of wedlock, without the relation of marriage. You cannot have any relation and you cannot say, oh, she's my cousin and I can hang around with her, or she's my friend, we just went to the park in the evening. No. Islam doesn't have room for that. If you really want to get married, Islam has room for that. Bring the proposal to the Imam and say, I want to marry this girl. Imam will call her dad, Imam will call your dad. That's it, done, finished. Yeah? Or you speak to your dad and she speaks to her dad. Both dad, they meet each other, they decide the date, bring the case to the Imam, Imam solves the problem. You see, other than that, there is no room for boys and girls to have relation or connection. Yes? Now in school, due to necessity, boys and girls, they talk about the work, about the class work, that's fine. But again, keep balance on that. Don't go overly in it. Okay? Let's move on. Similarly, similar rulings when boys and girls working at the young age or old age, doesn't matter. Nowadays, after GCSE, girls start looking for work. They go join McDonald's, Spot Direct, and so Primark, and so many. They start working. Now, what's the ruling on those? Yes, if you have opposite gender who are working with you and they are your, same shift, they working, there is no friendship. Yes, when the workplace you will talk, hi, hello, that's it, but bare minimum. Yeah, bare minimum. Same ruling with the customers. When the customers coming in, bare minimum talking. You do whatever necessity. Hi, how can I help you? Can I have a cup of coffee, please? Here you go, sir. Done. Finished. You don't need extra relation in that. As soon as you soften your tone extra and the person finds interest in you and start prolonging the conversation with you, that's it, you're creating zina. You're falling in sin. So you have to be very careful. What's my boundary? How far I can go? You have to be very careful, okay? Again, dress code has to be appropriate. Their gaze should be down, always, boys and girls, their eyes should be down, looking down and talking. Okay, inshallah? But when you're talking to your mom, look at her and talk. When you're talking to your sisters, your aunts, talk to them. Look at them and talk. That's the adab. But when it's outside women, look down and talk. That's the adab. So you have to know where is which adab, which manners. Okay, inshallah? Good. So this is why Allah Ta'ala said, لِلَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا, those people will fear Allah. So you have to have fear of Allah. Yeah? As long as you have fear of Allah, you will have little, but you will have lots of peace in your life, lots of tranquility in your life. Alright? So when you have fear of Allah, you won't have too much of wealth. You won't have too much pride because of your wealth, or because of your children, or because of your friends, or because of your anything. Yeah? So lower your pride, make yourself humble, keep yourself polite, and live like everyone else in the area. That's what Allah Ta'ala wants. So, لِلَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا, those people will have fear of Allah. Allah Ta'ala will give them jannat, gardens of paradise, under which تَجْرِي مِن تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارِ, rivers will flow underneath. Today, we go to holiday places to have a break. Yeah, after 6 weeks, after 6 months, after a year, we book a holiday place, we take our children, our family, just to take some time out, have some time out with our family and fresh air. Over there you will have holiday place permanent for you. You don't have to book a ticket anymore. Yeah? You don't have to spend money for it. Allah Ta'ala will give you, if you fear Allah Ta'ala. The whole ocean will be under your name. You own it. Yeah? Now you fish whole day, no one gonna charge you. Yeah? You swim whole day in the ocean, no one gonna say anything. Yeah? So no one gonna disturb you. The privacy is yours. That's it. No one gonna walk into your land. In this dunya, when you go to beach, you're trying to enjoy a little bit, other people passing by, making video, taking pictures and so much. No privacy for your wife, no privacy for your daughters, no privacy for yourself. But over there, full privacy. Allah Ta'ala will give you full Jannah under you. Enjoy as much as you want. That's it. Jannatin tajri min tahtiha al-anharu. How long will you stay? How long does your permit allow you over there? Allah Ta'ala gave answer to that as well. Khalidina fiha, forever. Your permit will never ending. You stay in Jannah as long as you are there. That's it. It's never ending. Jannah has entrance, no exit. So you're not coming out. And there is no better place than Jannah. That's it. So you never would want to come out. مَا تَشْتَهِيهِ الْأَنفُسُ وَتَلَذُّ الْأَعْيُنُ. Whatever your eyes desire to see and whatever your hearts desire to have, all's there. Everything's there. Subhanallah. This is Jannah. لِلَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا, by the way. Those people fear Allah Ta'ala. So if you fear Allah Ta'ala, you will have all of those. And then what? وَأَزْوَاجٌ مُطَهَّرَةٌ. And you will have friends, partners who don't commit sins. Who don't commit sins behind you. Who don't have relation with others while they have having relation with you. In this dunya, you have a girlfriend, for example. Yeah, she's with you, behind the scene, she's probably having relation with another, many of them. You don't even know what's going on. Yeah? And you're expecting you're going to get married to her. Then suddenly you realize after 4 years of marriage, but she's still continuing with her relation with previous ones. Yeah? It happens. Lots of cases come to us. And they say, Sheikh, that was a love marriage. Yeah, we worked together 5 years and then I got married to her. But suddenly realized that she's having relation with other men. Yeah? And I find all these text messages and all this response and all this evidence. So this dunya is Allah Ta'ala kept it this way. But akhirah, Allah Ta'ala says, Azwajum mutahhara. Your partners will be pure people who won't even look at other men or who won't even look at other women. Yeah, so whoever's there in there, that's it, they are yours. They are yours, purely yours. That's why I said 100% privacy. Subhanallah. They only will obey you, no one else. They only will follow your instruction, no one else. They will only serve you, no one else. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. This is Allah Ta'ala kept in Jannah. وَرِضْوَانٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ. And the biggest thing, Allah's pleasure will be with you. Allah Ta'ala will announce and will say, I am happy with you. I am happy, and nothing is better than Allah's happiness. Allah will announce, Allah will say, I am happy on you guys. Enjoy as much as you want. No restriction. No one going to come and ask you, why are you doing this? Subhanallah. This is Jannah, my friends. So wish for it and work for it. Remember, don't just wish for it. Yeah, wishing will not help you. You have to work for it. That's why I said, wish for it, work for it. So work means wake up for Fajr. Please. Wake up for Fajr, come for Fajr, pray the Fajr with the Jama'ah. After Fajr, there will be Qur'an halaqah, join the Qur'an halaqah. Okay, inshaAllah, this is very important. So wish for Jannah and work for Jannah. There is a group of people who wish for Jannah, but they don't work for Jannah. They're not going to get it. Because Allah Ta'ala said, وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, that good deeds is important. And Allah Ta'ala encouraged His Prophet and encouraged the believers that make sure you do good deeds. Without good deeds, you will be losers. So that's why I said, just wishing for it is not good enough. You have to have a lot of work, a lot of a'mal. And then Allah Ta'ala says, وَاللَّهُ بَصِيرٌ بِالْعِبَادِ. And with this a'mal, remember Allah Ta'ala is watching over you. Basir. Basir is a word, seeing something with full attention. Seeing something with full sincerity, with full concentration. That's called Basir. So Allah Ta'ala is seeing everything what you are doing. That's why I said wishing and working, both. So if you just wish, it's not going to work. So you have to work for it, where Allah Ta'ala is seeing your work and recording it, what you're doing. Then based on your work, Allah Ta'ala will decide, do you really deserve the Jannah or not? So you have to have lots of work. Lots of Qur'an, lots of hadith, lots of deen, lots of ilm, lots of sajda, lots of ruku', lots of sadaqah, lots of hajj, lots of umrah. As much as you can do. As much as you can do. Lots of teaching, lots of helping, lots of guiding, lots of inviting. You have to have all of those. Sahaba, they were on every single field. Whatever I've mentioned so far, they were on all these fields. So we need to have all of those. We need to work on every field. We don't know which one Allah Ta'ala will accept, and because of which one Allah Ta'ala will give us the Jannah. May Allah Ta'ala bless us with Jannah. Say Ameen Ya Rabbal Alameen. So Allah Ta'ala is saying that those people will fear Allah and those people will pay less attention on those things which Allah Ta'ala has made it attractive. Yeah? And Allah Ta'ala created attraction at those. Whoever will protect himself and take less of those and focus in the akhirah and fear Allah Ta'ala will give him Jannat under which rivers will flow. He will have the wives and partners and friends of Jannah, and then he will have the permanent legality over there. He will stay forever, and then Allah Ta'ala will be pleased on him. But all of those, it works under one sentence. Wallahu basirun bil ibad. Allah is watching over the person. So He is watching everything what you do. Now that will decide, do you really go to Jannah or not? You see? So always you have to remember that Allah is watching you. Even in your own room, my friends, when you have closed the door, your mom's not watching you. Your dad's not watching you. Yeah, and probably your house is so big. It's 3 floors, you live right at the top, and your fathers and mothers, they're in the basement. Yeah, they don't even know what's going on in the top. Yeah? And you're having conversation after conversation with girls, boys, and this and that, and so much mess out there, and even having drugs, no one knows what's going on. Allah knows everything. Allah knows everything. Yeah, whatever relation you're having relation with shaitan, jinns, whatever, Allah Ta'ala knows. So what we need to do, we need to have full control on ourselves, especially youngsters. If there are youngsters, girls, you will also listen carefully. You need to have full control on yourselves. That Allah Ta'ala watches you wherever you are. Remember in one ayah Allah Ta'ala says, أَلَمْ تَرَ أَنَّ اللَّهَ يَعْلَمُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ مَا يَكُونُ مِن نَجْوَى ثَلَاثَةٍ إِلَّا هُوَ رَابِعُهُمْ وَلَا خَمْسَةٍ إِلَّا هُوَ سَادِسُهُمْ وَلَا أَدْنَى مِن ذَلِكَ وَلَا أَكْثَرَ إِلَّا هُوَ مَعَهُمْ. That whenever you're having a conversation in between 3, remember, you are not 3, there is a 4th one, Him. Allah is there, He's listening. And when you're having conversation between 5, remember the 6th one is there. وَلَا أَدْنَى وَلَا أَكْثَرَ. No less than that, no more than that. Whenever less than that, still you have Allah with you. Whenever you have more than that, still Allah with you. Allah is recording everything. Allah is watching over you. So you have to be very, very careful. Okay? So, from this ayah what we learn, that muttaqeen, the taqwa, the true taqwa is having the presence of Allah in your heart. That's true taqwa. True fear of Allah is always feeling that Allah is with you. That is true fear, wherever you be. Okay? And have that from today, inshaAllah. Next, Allah Ta'ala increases the explanation of muttaqoon. What is muttaqeen? Allah Ta'ala says, الَّذِينَ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا إِنَّنَا أَمَنَّا فَاغْفِرْ لَنَا ذُنُوبَنَا وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. The sign of muttaqi with the previous ones, they say, Oh Allah, forgive my sins, forgive our sins. رَبَّنَا اغْفِرْ لَنَا ذُنُوبَنَا. Do you guys say forgive our sins? Who says 100 times a day, Oh Allah, forgive my sins? Is there anyone? MashaAllah, MashaAllah, Barakallahu feek. Anyone else? Says 100 times a day, MashaAllah. 2 more brothers, Barakallahu feekum. So Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, do you know? He says, Ya ayyuhan nas, tubu ila Allah, fa inni astaghfiru ila Allah fi kulli yawmin mi'ata marra. O people, repent to Allah Ta'ala, because I myself, means I Muhammad, repent to Allah Ta'ala 100 times a day. SubhanAllah. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, every morning he used to say 100 times, Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. Every morning, 100 times, Astaghfirullah wa atubu ilayh. Do we say it? We need to say it from tomorrow morning. But tonight, still we need to say it, tonight's one. Every evening he used to say 100 times as well. Every evening 100 istighfar, every morning 100 istighfar. Did Prophet have any sin? Guys, Mu'id? Did Prophet commit sin? Prophets don't commit sins. So prophets don't have sins. Then why do they need istighfar? Okay, let's not say need. Why did they do istighfar? Prophets do istighfar to get closer to Allah Ta'ala, to be more beloved, more beloved, more beloved to Allah Ta'ala. Same thing falls on you. Now if you think you are one of those who doesn't commit sin, and there are youngsters who can say, Shaykh, I don't commit sin, and I will believe them. Because there are some youngsters who are very pious, alhamdulillah. So if you are one of those, you don't commit sins, you have very limited everything, whatever you have, and you are very controlled over your desire, over your everything, then why would I need to do so much istighfar? If you ask me that question, I will say the same answer. So you become beloved to Allah Ta'ala. So you become friend of Allah Ta'ala. So you become close to Allah Ta'ala. So for that reason you do istighfar. Okay, inshaAllah? So every single one of us will do lots and lots of istighfar. So number one, with the previous ones we found in this ayah, that lots of istighfar, the muttaqi, the sign of muttaqi, alama of muttaqi is he does lots of istighfar. He says to Allah, Allahumma ghfir lana dhunubana. He says, oh Allah, forgive our sins. Next part, what else he says? He says, waqina adhab an-nar. Oh Allah, save us from the fire of hell. How many times do we say, save us from the fire of hell? Rarely we say this. Every single day we need to say as much as possible to Allah Ta'ala, Allah save me from fire of hell. Allah save me from fire of hell. Allah, waqina adhab an-nar, waqina adhab an-nar, waqina adhab an-nar. That's what we need to say to Allah. Because if Allah decides not to save us from Jahannam, then there is nothing there to protect us. Nothing. If Allah decides not to protect us, then there is nothing to protect us. Nothing will work. And if Allah shows His mercy, that's the only way we can get through to Jannah. We can get to Jannah. Okay? So always ask Allah to forgive you. Always ask Allah to forgive your sins. Through that you will become a muttaqi. Your name will be written in the list of muttaqi. Next, Allah Ta'ala mentions more signs of muttaqi. Shall I tell you the next verse? Ready for it? It's going to be a bit hard, but you have to start implementing it in your life as well. As-sabirin, the sign of muttaqi, is a sabir. Who knows what is sabir mean? Patient. Barakallahu feek. So you have to be patient. How many of us patient? One person. I believe you. Jazakallah. Very patient child. MashaAllah. Very, very patient. Always coming to prayers. MashaAllah. Praying with the Jama'ah on the front row. MashaAllah. Well done. Very patient. Yes, as-sabru ala al-ita'ah. Sabr on worshipping Allah Ta'ala. That is also sabr. You need to be patient on worshipping Allah Ta'ala. We cannot be patient in our ibadat today. And I will say 99% Muslims are not patient in their ibadat. You will say, Sheikh, how? Answer is, because they don't do ruku properly. They rush. They're not patient. Calm down, relax. You are bowing down in front of Allah. Why are you rushing? Be patient. Listen, he's not patient in the ruku. He's not patient while he's standing after Sami Allahu liman hamida. As if someone gonna hit his head if he doesn't go quickly, and he runs to the floor. He doesn't even stand properly, he runs from the halfway. Whereas the scholar said that standing properly, this is part of salah, it is wajib. Wajib. Standing properly and standing straight, it's wajib. He's not focusing on that. He's rushing. Allah knows what he's going to end. By finishing the salah quickly, he's going to end something. Allah knows what he's going to end. Then he's not patient in ruku, not patient in qawmah, not patient in sajda. He's going to sajda, he's reading so fast in one breath. He's finishing 3 times, getting up quickly, going back down quickly. In between the 2 sajdas, there is something called jalsa. Jalsa means sitting down, sitting position. That is wajib, that sitting position is wajib. In between the ruku, in between the 2 sajdas, the sitting position is wajib. There is a dua as well. Allahumma ghfirli warhamni wa'afini warzuqni wajburni warfa'ni wahdini. That's the dua to recite. Many of us, we don't know it. Anyone knows the dua? 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people. Wow, barakallahu fikum. 5 people. 5 people know the dua. Jazakumullah khair. If you don't know the dua, scholars have said at least say Allahumma ghfirli, Allahumma ghfirli, Allahumma ghfirli a few times. At least 3 times the scholars mentioned. But you're not even giving yourself the time for 3 times. You're rushing back to the another sajda. And the scholars have said that if the jalsa position is not proper, then 2 sajdas will be counted as 1 sajda. Did you know that? The scholars have written clearly in the books That if the jalsa, the sitting position in between two sajdas, that's the gap, creating gap between two sajdas. But if the gap wasn't proper, both the sajdas will be counted as one sajda, which means he done one sajda. His salah is invalid. Because of rushing, what happened? Salah is invalid. Now imagine if a person praying for 60 years of his life with this. Will that help him in Jannah, to go to Jannah? Will that help him in the Akhirah? That's it. That's why as-sabirin, that's why I said, before I even said the ayah, I said you have to listen to this carefully. You have to have patience in ibadat, salah, sawm, hajj, zakah, in everything, patience. In the Ramadan, when it comes to fasting, we get impatient before iftar. We get so impatient before iftar as if we're going to eat the whole cow. Yeah? Isn't it? Before iftar we go mad. And especially imagine if they're queuing up in front of a PFC. Or in front of a burger shop before iftar if they're queuing up. Imagine someone just accidentally just tried something and it looked like the person is going ahead of them. Every single one of them get ready to fight. Isn't it? You see this in Ramadan. Where is their patience? They lose their patience. Yeah? In the iftar time, in the Taraweeh time. Yeah, in the Taraweeh time, after Taraweeh, when they go out and they see someone's blocking the road or someone's taking time to turn and they start beeping in front of Surah Masjid. It happens after Taraweeh. Happens. Yeah. Where is their patience? They pray 20 rak'at, but they don't have no patience. Yeah, and some living after some rak'at, they don't have patience to complete. They can't wait. But they can wait outside the mosque for half an hour talk. You will find those as well. They pray some rak'at, then they leave. They have half an hour outside, but they cannot pray inside the masjid. If you really have intention to stay up, then why don't you pray in the Ramadan, blessed month? Pray as much as possible. No, still the desire doesn't allow us. So that means the patience is not there. We are not patient. Yes, we go to Hajj, but we cannot be patient at the airport. We go to Hajj, we cannot be patient when we're waiting for the car to come, or bus to come, or coach to come. We can't be patient. We start swearing at the agency, we start swearing at the driver, we start shouting at the drivers, and so much rubbish takes place. Those people been there, you guys know that what I'm talking about. Yeah, so much. And to the extent they do tawaf in the mataf near the Kaaba, and they're pushing each other, pulling each other. They're going fighting to kiss the black stone, and fighting, punching, slapping, and all of those happening. Brother, you are there to do Hajj. You're committing haram. It's haram to hurt someone. You have to be patient. Patiently wait. Your cycle will complete automatically. People will push you and take you to other round anyway. Yeah? You don't have to do anything. But if you start pushing to go fast and doing that, that will cause haram. You will make mistake. And you will come with more sins than reward. So, as-sabirin, the sign of muttaqun is patience. Doesn't matter you're standing on the queue of ATM, or doesn't matter you're standing at the queue of the PFC, or doesn't matter you're standing on wherever. Patience. Sabr. Sabr. And let me give you an example of sabr. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam came home from a journey. It was a battle journey. They were far away. Came home, prayed in the masjid. Yes, and then after praying in the masjid, went home. Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha knew Prophet has arrived already. He's in the masjid, he's praying. And her house from the mosque, it wasn't 10 miles away. It just, there is a door. He just opens the door and gets in his house. The house was attached to the masjid. Only one door in between the mosque and her house. So she can feel the Prophet is in the masjid. But she was young. She couldn't cook anything, didn't cook anything. There is nothing in the house. Prophet went home and said, Aisha, is there any food? She said, no, there is no food. He said, no problem. You start the fire. I'll roll the roti. Yeah, I'll make the roti. Or you make the roti, I'll start the fire. SubhanAllah, look at the patience. Do we have this? Are we patient enough that you went home after college and you found no food at home and you said to Mama, you do this, I'm doing this. let's get something ready, rather than getting angry. Do we have that level of patience? We don't. We got mad. No food. Yeah. That's it. So look at this, patience. Another example of patience. A Sahabi. Yes, they're fighting in the battlefield, by the way. They're fighting, put the enemy on the floor, holding the sword. Yeah, holding the sword. How long does it take from there to there? Seconds. Yeah, but in that seconds, the person on the floor, he spat on him, on the Sahaba. The person on the floor, he spat on the Sahaba. If you and I, we were there, we would have done it twice. Why did you spit on me? Yeah. First one was for religion, second one was for my ego. Yeah, isn't it? But this Sahaba, he takes the sword, puts it back into the cover, pulls him up, and says, go. He goes, but you were about to kill me. He goes, I won't kill you now. Because now if I kill you, I'm going to kill you for my ego, because he spat on me. And I don't want to do that. Before I was about to do it for Islam. But now, it's not going to be for Islam anymore. So I have to control my ego, and I have to be patient for the sake of Allah. So I have to take it. That is that the insulting you have done by spitting on my face, I have to take it. That is called sabiri. SubhanAllah, look at this. The practical Qur'an, that was Sahaba. Sahaba were practical Qur'an on land. They practically proved what it is sabr. Would you be able to be patient like that? Yeah? Someone punched you on the face. Yeah, and you've been patient. You shook head and said, go away. We don't have that skill yet. We need to build that skill. We need to take ourselves to that level. Then we will be true muttaqi. You will see there is no fights in the area. You will see there will not be crimes in the area. You will see there will be beautiful people in the area. Once we make ourselves sabirin. Are we all ready to be sabirin? Yes, inshaAllah. Then make sure, prove it by waking up tomorrow Fajr. Okay? Tomorrow Fajr, prove it. Yes, if you can do that, you can be patient on waking up and you don't fall back into sleep and you come to the masjid, that means it's working. The nasiha and the advice and tafsir session is working. Okay, inshallah. So number one, sabirin. Number two, sadiqeen. Sadiqeen. As-sadiqeen. The truthful people. But you will finish in 5 minutes, inshallah. In 5 minutes. So if you guys can come back. Jazakumullah. So as-sadiqeen, truthful people who don't lie. Doesn't matter what happens, who don't lie. And another quality of sadiqeen, who accepts the truth and they don't reject the truth. Today we do both. We reject the truth. When we hear Qur'an and Sunnah and it goes against our culture, we say, forget it, man. We'll do this way. That's what my mom said. We disregard Qur'an and Sunnah. We follow what mom is saying or grandma said. I will not say disrespect your mom or grandma. Respect that, but prioritize your deen. Prioritize your deen. Try to convince them. You understand more from Imam. Sit with the Imam, sit with the scholars. Learn more and more. Yeah, get yourself knowledgeable, make yourself knowledgeable. Slowly over years, convince them and try to change it. Not overnight. If you go to overnight changing, then you're going to disrespect your mom. And that's not allowed in Islam. Okay, so you have to try your best. If you can do it, alhamdulillah. If you tried your best, you couldn't change something which is going against Islam, you're not responsible. You've done your best. Okay, as long as you've done your best, you are not responsible for it anymore. Okay, so you try your best. Change. So sadiqeen, accept the truth, speak the truth. Remember these two things. Quality of sadiqeen. Always accept the truth. Qur'an and Sunnah first. Yeah? And then speak the truth. Doesn't matter how close that person is to you. Yeah, for example, someone wearing clothes below his ankle. Okay, trousers or toe below his ankle. Now that person is your Imam. You show lots of respect towards him. But here he's going against the hadith. Go up to him and say, Sheikh, your thawb is a bit too long, it's going below your ankle. It's against the hadith. It's against the sunnah. You respect the Sheikh. And here, telling the Sheikh, that's also part of the respect, because he's saving him from Jahannam. Otherwise, Prophet ﷺ said, مَا أَسْفَلَ مِنَ الْكَعْبَيْنِ مِنَ الْإِزَارِ فَهُوَ فِي النَّارِ. Whatever covered by the izar, covered by the trouser, below your ankle, that's going to go Jahannam. Now brother, tell me. It's for the brothers, by the way, not for sisters. Sisters, you need to cover all the way to your ankle. Anything above your ankle and it's been shown in the area by the public, it's haram. It's haram. Yeah, I see sisters going out with the half sleeve kameez on. Yeah, that's haram. If they're showing this much, it's haram. If they're praying with this much exposed, their prayer is invalid. Invalid means not valid. They're not going to get reward. So you cannot show anything, sisters. Anything beyond that you cannot show. This much is allowed. You can show. Okay, this much is allowed. Trousers must cover all the way to the ankle. Must. Anything above the ankle is exposed. It is haram. 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 The prayer is invalid. The scarf shouldn't be there. Nowadays, a scarf, there is a style. A scarf comes like this. There's a spiky part. It stays there. Now some of the hairs is exposed from there. So if his hair is exposed, that is haram. It has to be covered. Yes, scarf has to be there. Okay. So that's for girls. For boys, your trousers should be above your clothes. Your trousers should be above your ankles. Thawb should be above your ankles. And the best one is the sunnah one, which is middle of your saq. Center of your saq. Okay, center of your calf. The trousers, thawb stays center. That is the best if you can do so. Now some brothers will say, Sheikh, wearing trouser to the middle of the calf, going work is going to be impossible. Yeah? Then I will say, follow Zakir Naik's style. Zakir Naik wears trousers, but never goes his trouser below his ankle. Check him. Check him. He's probably got thousands of talks on YouTube. Check every single talk. There is Zakir Naik's trouser below his ankle. You will not find a single evidence. Now if this person convincing the whole world and inviting the whole world, but he's still following the sunnah as much as possible, why can you not? So we brothers need to pose this question to us. And we need to say, no, we can do that. Yes, we're going to school. Some of us will say, Sheikh, we're going to school and that's part of our uniform. No problem, you wear a uniform, but having it below your ankle, that's not your uniform. No one going to criticize you. You respect your religion, watch, others will start respecting your religion. You will start valuing your religion, others around you, they'll start valuing your religion. Trust me. It depends how you see it. Others will start seeing it automatically through your eyes. Okay, inshallah? So, that's it. As-sadiqeen, accept the truth, speak the truth. So, it doesn't matter how close the person is, speak the truth. Now, that's your dad, that's your mom, that's your brother, that's your imam, that's your teacher. Speak the truth. Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, what did he do? He went up to his dad. He said, Ya abati, lima ta'budu ma la yasma'u wa la yubsiru wa la yughni anka shay'a. Oh my dear dad, why do you worship something which cannot hear you, which cannot see you, which cannot benefit you? Why do you worship something? Look at that talk of Ibrahim alayhi salam to his dad. Ya abati, lima ta'budu shaytan. Dad, why do you worship devil? Subhanallah. Ibrahim talking to his dad. Why dad? Why are you worshiping devil? Ya abati, inni qad ja'ani min al-ilm ma lam ya'tika. Oh dad, I came with the knowledge what you don't have. Follow me. فاتبعني, follow me. يا أبت إني أخاف أن يمسك عذاب من الرحمن فتكون للشيطان وليا. Oh dad, I fear that Allah's punishment, the Rahman's punishment will come on you, and then shaitan will be your friend. It means you're going to end up going to Jahannam. Look at this discussion between father and son. Be brave, speak the truth. Speak the truth, but with love, with respect. Ya abati, it's the most beloved word to say to your dad. My dear dad, my beloved dad. Okay? So this is, you learn how to speak to your dad. You don't just go and shout, Dad, why do you do this? No. Calmly, quietly, nicely. Yeah? With mom as well, nicely. So, sadiqeen, number 2. Number 3, I'll go on quickly now to finish the verse. Qaniteen, number 2, content. Those who are happy with whatever they do. And they worship Allah Ta'ala with whatever they have. That's called qaniteen. So be sabirin, be sadiqin, be qaniteen. Be munfiqeen. Munfiqeen yani those who spend and love spending. Not on unnecessary things. Yeah? Not on mobile phone every month. And looking for what's the latest one coming up and then you can buy it. Yeah? No. That's not called munfiqeen. That's called musrifeen. Musrifeen means those who waste. Inna Allah la yuhibbul Musrifeen. Allah doesn't like those who waste. So don't be musrifeen, be munfiqeen. Munfiqeen means you spend for your dad, you spend for your mom, you spend for your sisters, you spend for your brothers, you spend for your imam, you spend for your community, you spend for your brotherhood, you spend for your friends. Allah has given you wealth. Buy things, give it to your dad. Don't wait for Father's Day. There is no Father's Day in Islam. Father's Day is every day. Yeah, whenever you buy something for yourself, buy something for your dad, for your mom. Whenever you buy something for yourself, those of you married, buy something for your wife, for your husbands. That's it. That's if Allah has given you wealth, spend it on your family, on your friends, on your relatives. That's what Allah Ta'ala meant to al-munfiqeen. And then what? Wal-mustaghfirina bil-ashar, the last word for today. And muttaqi are those people, those who do istighfar at the suhoor. Who knows what is suhoor? Suhoor, come on. Suhoor time? Yes, what time is that? Suhoor time? Before Fajr, yes. Before Fajr, last part of your night. You wake up and you do istighfar. These are the muttaqi. So if you want to be a true muttaqi, from today, you cannot miss Fajr. Plus, you have to wake up for tahajjud at least half an hour before Fajr, where you pray 2 rak'at, yes, and do istighfar. Then you will become true muttaqi. May Allah Ta'ala make us muttaqi. May Allah Ta'ala make us pious people. Okay, next week I will talk about the bil ashar. You know, mustaghfirina bil ashar. That those people do istighfar at the suhoor time. Just on that I will do tafsir, which will be what you call virtues of tahajjud. Virtues means importance of tahajjud. Why should we pray tahajjud? What are those ahadith and sayings of Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba on tahajjud? So come next week, learn with me about tahajjud, virtues and importance of tahajjud, and bring all our beloved brothers and sisters to learn about tahajjud. You know, today, this tahajjud is gone from us. Tahajjud is gone, our elders have died. And now we are the people and we don't have the habit of tahajjud. And less likely, our children will revive it. So it's our duty to revive the sunnah and live the sunnah as a legacy in our family. So for that, next lesson is going to be very, very important topic. And as winter is here, long nights, it's very good time to practice this tahajjud in the nights, inshaAllah. So join me next week, inshaAllah, next Thursday after Isha again. So we'll finish here for today. Subhanallah bihamdik, subhanallah al-azim, subhanakallahumma bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Barakallahu feekum. Thank you for the water, Brother Ali. Jazakallah khairan. Ji, any question? We can take a quick question. Ji, Sheikh. What's your name, my friend? Adam. I met you before, isn't it? Let's go on.
So did you say you can't wear anything below your ankle as a boy when you pray?
It's haram. It's throughout life. It's not only prayer time.
Day to day or that's all the time?
All the time. But pajamas fine. Pajamas fine. Okay, pajamas you wear it for sleeping time. It covers it, saves you from cold. So that's fine. But don't pray with them. And you shouldn't pray with the pajamas on. Whenever you pray, take pajamas off, wear normal clothes and pray. Okay? So that's something shouldn't go. But wearing socks, that's you're not wearing from the top, so it's coming from the bottom, that's fine. Okay? Anything coming from the bottom all the way to the waist, that's fine. It can cover. But anything going from the top, it shouldn't cover anything below your ankle. Okay? That is haram, and it's clear haram. Okay? So all of us, we need to follow it, and we need to encourage others to follow it. Okay, inshaAllah. Jazakumullah khairan. Next question. Any other question? Brother Ali.
Why is it actually haram?
In the beginning, where Prophet ﷺ said a lot of these ahadith relating to this covering ankle, that shows people used to have pride in the past. And because of pride, they used to find it as a sign of pride to cover anything below the ankle. They used to drag the clothes. So whatever they're wearing, they used to drag a shawl behind them. You know, nowadays in weddings it happens, they drag a cloth behind the bride and something. So like the kings, queens, they used to do that. So that was sign of pride. And that Quraysh carried on, and Juhal and Arabs, those who became Muslim, they carried on. So Prophet ﷺ in the beginning, he forbade them for that reason. But later on, obviously Sahaba didn't have pride, but they still having the culture with them. So Prophet ﷺ still forbade it. He said, no, still you need to get rid of it. Because towards the end, the Sahaba didn't have pride. So you can't say, okay, they still have pride, because they've been washed off for years. by living with Prophet ﷺ, but still Prophet ﷺ forbade them, said no, don't wear it, because it is a sign of sinful people. It is a sign of people who had pride, and it is a sign of people who show off, who boast, who become bossy. It's a sign of those. They're going to go Jahannam. And you as a believer, you shouldn't have those signs on you. You should have humbleness in you. Then again, this question was raised to Ibn Taymiyyah rahmatullahi alayhi. People raised this question and said, I don't have pride, but I just wear it because it's a culture. Sheikh said, if you don't have pride, then what's stopping you from cutting it and making it short? If you don't have pride, then what's stopping you from cutting and making it short? So not your desire, not allowing you to cut it and make it short, that is a pride. That is you announcing something against Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You see, so scholars, they were very strict with this. So we take it lightly. I know that because it became a norm in the society, people wearing a part of uniform and so on. But we have to follow our deen as much as possible, and we have to be sabirin in it. Yes, others not doing it, but you have to be patient and follow the sunnah, inshallah. Okay, Sheikhs? Jazakumullah khairan. Any other question? No other question? We'll finish here, inshallah. Sheikh came first time. I haven't seen you before. What's your name, my friend? Sheikh Ishaq, mashallah. And Sheikh came first time as well. What's your name, my friend? Ismail, mashallah. Adam came before, mashallah. So rest of you came, all of you came, mashallah. Yasin came as well. You came before, isn't it? First time? First time, mashallah. But because I saw you so much in the masjid, that's why I'm quite used to with you, mashallah. What's your name, my friend? Tahmid, mashallah. And what's Tahmid's Abu's name? Akhtar bhai, mashallah. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for bringing Tahmid, mashallah. And you got your daughters there?
No, not today.
Not today, okay, mashallah. And sisters are there, mashallah. Jazakumullah for joining. Obviously, I can't see you, you can see me, mashallah. Thank you very much for joining. Join us every week, inshallah. Wednesday after Isha is Bengali, Thursday after Isha is English. Join us, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. We'll finish here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.